I know this is going to sound crazy when I say it, but it's true. I have become one of the most respected individuals within not only my own inner circles, but as well as my broader circle, as well as my community, just my overall surroundings, like just life in general. I seem to get more respect than I do disrespect on a consistent basis. And when I say consistent, I'm talking about everywhere I go, I am met with respect, right? Now, you might have an oddball situation here or there, but truly, I live a life where I feel respect reflected back to me. And that's not because, I was born this individual who just well, actually, yes, we are all born technically worthy of self respect, but it's not because my programming or my conditioning had me respecting myself from a very young age. As a matter of fact, much of my conditioning was rooted in shame, rooted in feelings of inadequacy, not enoughness, etc. Right? Those are like the core belief systems that I held, and for a very long time, for most of my young life and even young adult life, I still seem to get this energy from people where they just weren't respecting whether it was my boundaries, whether it was the things that I valued, or just respecting my time, like my energy, any of those things, right? Which can also be correlated with like appreciation. And it wasn't until I cracked this code that I really started realizing what the true quote unquote secret is to getting to a place where you are respected. Now, you have a lot of these, let's say, personal development gurus, self-help gurus. Maybe you got the alpha males, the alpha females, whoever it is, dating coaches, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. These individuals are teaching you the externality of respect. So they're going to show you how to get the suit that's going to get people to look at you like you fly. Yet I've seen people walk around in a whole suit with the whole get up and all the bedazzling, trazzling things I don't even know the names of, to be honest with you. And they walk out in public and people are looking at them like they're a damn fool. People looking at them like, ooh, what's this about? Right? But then I've also seen myself walk out in, these little short, gray short situations. I hate to call them short shorts, but that's what they are. That's what we wearing nowadays, right? 2023, we wearing short shorts, stuff like that. I got this tank top on right now. This is from like a 5-pack. This ain't even nothing fancy. This is literally something I got from Target. And I can go out in my flip flops as well, my little sliders, and I can get respect and admiration and attention and affection or whatever else it is. But I've realized again, this didn't come from anything external I did. It wasn't because I put on something fancy. It wasn't because I got a crazy cologne that I got on, right? I'm not going to be smelling like halitosis out here, but I'm going to be smelling decent. I'm going to be smelling good, but it has nothing to do with those extrinsic and everything to do with my energy shift. I shifted internally. There were aspects of my internal conversation, my true identity, right? My self-image that I had to transform and transcend in order for me to transform the world that I now live in. And a lot of us don't realize the power of respect, true respect, right? Not somebody wanting something from you. I'm talking about a genuine desire. People just are seeing you in admiration and they feel your presence and they feel your energy. And it's not just for the simple fact of being seen or being put on this pedestal. That's not the point. The point is to move through life knowing who you are and also showing others what is within them, right? When you are light, you can show those who are aspiring to shine from within themselves to do the very same thing. But, kind of dovetailing back into the main point, what I realized was when I started shifting these certain aspects of myself and how I view myself and how I talk to myself and how I was allowing me to feel about me, that's what changed it. And I know there's folks out there talking about, oh, all this inner work, self-work, shadow work, it's all BS. That's probably because you don't know what the hell you are talking about. The reason why you might think it's BS is because nobody's actually broken it down in a way that you can actually understand, that you actually comprehend and receive and digest. And that's perfectly fine. Ain't nothing wrong with a little. You thought I was going to say it. I ain't going to say it. There's nothing wrong with being in a place where you feel as if all these things are fake and phony or whatever, but it's not until you start to first see the value of it and secondly start to apply it that you will actually see the results. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you're just going to wake up one day and, man, I went from being the most disrespected person or feeling the most disrespected to being the most respected. There's going to be obviously a bridge of time and focused attention that's going to get you there. And it's really less of time invested as it is intention, right? As it is awareness, like giving yourself to the process of letting go of certain beliefs about yourself. Now, when we're dealing with respect, we're actually dealing with what we call our feelings of adequacy or inadequacy. When you believe that you're not good enough, when you believe that you're flawed, just inherently flawed, something is wrong with you. Maybe you grew up in a religious household who had that messaging. Maybe you grew up in a secular household with that messaging. It doesn't matter. It's the very same internal conversation, the very same internalized identity that we may hold to say, I am not good enough, therefore people will never see me as good enough. And so you'll move through life from that vantage point. And I'm here to tell you this. It's a lie. You are more than enough. You are loved and you are worthy of love, not because of what you do or what you don't do, not because of what you own and what you don't own, but instead of because of who you are. You are worthy of love simply because of who you are. And I know you might have not heard that from somebody before, or you might have heard it but not believed it. But the reason you haven't believed it is because there's been a disconnect. There's just a story that's running in your head, and that's what you need to start observing for yourself. Is what is that story that I'm holding on to that is in contradiction with the truth? Because the only reason you have the other beliefs is somebody told you that. When you were a child, you weren't looking at yourself on the basis of am I worthy or unworthy. You were just like, wham, wham, I want some food. Wham, wham, I want some sleep. Wham, wham, change my dirty diaper. That's what you were thinking. You weren't thinking, man, am I worthy to get my diaper changed? It was only when somebody started doing or not doing for you, when somebody started showing up with conditionality in their love, wanting you to change your behavior in order for them to feel good enough, right? That's when you started to get this narrative into your head that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe if I did more of this, then I'll be worthy of that. And they started indoctrinating that into your psyche, just as it was indoctrinated into theirs. And so you really have to start observing this. You have to start looking at it. I know it's not easy. Sometimes it can be the most difficult thing to do is just to look at reality or look at the current reality, how you're actually perceiving yourself, not the way you tell yourself consciously, right? Oh, no, I know I'm good enough. I know I'm this, right? A lot of insecure people talking about, I know I'm all that. I'm him. I'm her. Are you sure? Like, yeah, you are, but do you actually believe that? Or are you saying it as a masquerade to run from the truth of how you actually perceive yourself? Because if you perceive yourself differently, you would not feel disrespected through life. If you perceive yourself differently, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have people who are crazy show up in your experience every now and then, right? All of us got some subconscious manifestations that are happening, and we just, we learn the lessons and we move accordingly. But as far as your day-to-day, moment-to-moment life experience, you know how you truly feel. Like, you know how you truly converse with yourself. You know that's why you run from your thoughts. That's why you run from your emotions. That's why you go to the liquor or Brenda, right? You go and call somebody that you know, or you go and call alcohol. That's what you do because you're running from that internal dialogue that is actually saying, hey, come do something about this. Your emotions, hey, listen to us. We got something to tell you. We got something to tell you. It's time to change these thoughts, right? Internal indicating system. Ding, ding, ding. Check engine light. Come and check me out. And that's what we have to become aware of. Now, I'm probably going to end up making a version 2 of this. Honestly, I got a dip right now. I just looked at the time, but I just wanted to leave you guys with this for right now is when you find yourself in this state of, man, you know what? I'm just being so disrespected. Nobody's respecting me. I want you to ask yourself, how am I respecting me or disrespecting me? Ask yourself that question and you will get all the answers. Your subconscious brain does not know, or your subconscious brain cannot not give you an answer, right? If you ask yourself a question, you have to answer it. That's why question asking is the most powerful way to get somebody to think about something, right? Psychology 101 right there. So if you ask yourself the question, where am I disrespecting myself right now? Or where am I respecting myself? You might get, well, I'm not. Where am I disrespecting myself right now? Ooh, well, here, here, and here. You're talking to yourself. This is what you're saying to yourself. Look what you're. And once you start to highlight those things, then you can actually start to work on you. And as you start to work on those, which is you, your energy shifts. And you start to dispel the lies. You see, when you dispel a lie, it's immediately going to be replaced with a truth. The universe abhors a vacuum. You can't leave something empty. So immediately you're going to start to say, well, then what is the truth? If I'm not this, then what am I? Well, maybe I am worthy of love. Ooh, okay. There's a thought. Well, maybe I'm good enough. Ooh, I think we're doing something. Well, you know what? I think I am. I'm good enough as I am. Oh, now you're getting it. You're getting closer and closer to that voice of God that is within you at all times, telling you who you are and that you are loved and you are more enough. Period. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much. Till the next one. Peace.